I can do it from my phone.
Hi, everyone. It's the Book Curious Bibliophiles. This is Aaron, Kevin, and Lila here to talk about Taryn Matherew's The Battlemage. We're very excited to discuss this.
Kevin and Lila here to talk about...
Oh, God.
Pause.
My voice. So without further ado, let's jump into our feelings. Kevin, how did you feel about this book?
I feel as you guys should not start with me as I'm trying to do the social media side of this because neither one of you did it.
Lila, how did you feel about this book?
I was super excited about this book. Of course, the last book left off on a big cliffhanger, so it was really satisfying to jump back in, like right where we left off, and see where they're headed. I thought the journey that they had was really cool and exciting, and in the middle it did get a little slow, but then at the end there was that huge, massive battle, like right at the end. And everything wrapped up really nicely, so I really enjoyed it.
See, I really liked the middle. I liked watching them establish everything like that. It was really interesting to me. But I was in such a reading slump trying to read this book because I had just finished A Court of Wings and Ruin. And then I got like 18% through and I was just like, let's do this. I got it. And I like whipped through the rest of it. It was so good. And there were so many feelings.
Oh yeah, I know. From our Facebook chat, there were many messages left.
There were a lot of screaming messages for me. I was just like, what just happened? Oh my God. But no, I really enjoyed it. I liked all of the characters and how they how they rose to the occasion and their development and everything from book one to this kind of conclusion. I loved the villains, the villain.
Con!
God! I loved everything about it. Except Idric. I still don't like him.
Okay, we gotta start doing the whole social media thing faster.
We do, but we got to get better at that.
I twittered.
You twittered? Kevin, what were your feelings? No.
No. Take it away.
My feelings about what?
The book.
Which book? What are we talking about? Oh, it was a solid book. Solid, very solid. No, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I read like stupid slow, and I finished it in what, 2 days?
Yeah, 2 or 3 days.
Stop spinning my fidget spinner if I'm not allowed to do it. Yeah, it was super quick. It did mellow out kind of in the middle. I really don't need to hear about them chopping trees down for like 30 pages.
I liked it. I liked seeing them develop themselves into a community.
I did the whole aspect of them forming their own, what is trimutative? Well,
Communitive?
What is the word?
Community?
No. The dwarves and what's his name? The tries. I'm calling them the Triforce.
Triad, or I don't know. I don't remember.
Trimutative. Yeah, that sounds about right. I did kind of like that they were building their own with that because Fletcher now had the ebony wood. He had the land. He had the dwarves working. And then in a blink of an eye, everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked the orcs.
It did.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Did.
You guys, neither one of you watches Avatar. I'm sorry. Wasted that.
Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is Ignatius, after he decides he's going to go swimming in some lava, versus Khan's Drake, the dragon or whatever, like towards the end when they, that big fight and everything. But did anybody else think of Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon when they described that, he got bigger and he turned into the Drake and, he can fly now and everything? I was like, it's Toothless.
I thought the mannerisms that he described him as in the beginning definitely fit with kind of like a cat-like toothless thing.
See,
So.
I knew it.
I
I knew
mean,
it.
But in my
I don't
head,
know.
I didn't imagine Toothless the dragon.
I did. I imagined him red.
well, no, because he had the horns and the beak.
Don't care. Still imagine him like toothless.
Oh no, you gotta take your beak and you gotta yell down the elephant's mouth. Sorry.
Blah. No, I thought of him as toothless, like you said, very cat-like, just very, affectionate, and that was kind of how I pictured him through the entire third book. I was just like, oh, that's awesome, he's so cute, I love him, and then he's a giant murder machine.
Right. As he came bigger, he kind of lost the comical element in the way that he was described too, which I kind of
Yeah, like what was it when he found that new demon? I am terrible at the names right now. The one
Priya?
The one that Othello got.
Priya.
What was he? He was beaming with pride when he brought it back.
He just kind of like struts back.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, look at me, I got this.
Yeah. That was a cute moment, like envisioned in my head, like a little like puppy coming back.
All like chest out, just trotting back in.
I did it. Look what I did, Master. I'm so good.
Yeah. I mean, the orc dragon and Ignatius are supposed to be the same species, but I don't know. I just envisioned the orc's dragon as being more sinister, just because the orc is kind of the villain in the story.
Well, yeah, and it was a black dragon.
Yeah.
I mean, coming from like everything else we know about dragons and drakes and that, like the drake is faster, so it does make sense that he would be able to. He's lighter and he's smaller, but just as fierce as the dragon. Like he had all the powers the dragon had, minus the armor and the size.
Right.
And one thing we did forget to add on the schedule list was when they broke into the king's house, the old king's house.
Oh yeah.
And Sylva was like, we should just kill him with a rook and foresight, wasn't it?
Yeah. Zacharias.
Yeah, Zacharias.
I was waiting for that to go completely horribly wrong, but it actually went all right.
Right? You were still waiting for like, okay,
Yeah.
what's gonna happen?
Right.
I like when they discussed, we had this list of plans that we could have done, but Cress and Othello went and just made everyone sick.
He
It was like
he didn't even warn Harold. That was like the best part.
everyone's puking their guts out, and I'm like,
They like
yeah.
high or something. They give him some kind of drug.
They drugged everyone's drinks.
Yeah.
Right.
As they were taking the tray around, they were all drugged. They're puking.
Yeah, exactly.
Fletcher took a drink though.
That's what I was thinking. He did
He
take
did.
He took a sip, but he didn't drink the whole, cup. And it maybe the adrenaline, when he got fireballed in the face, burned it out of his system real quick.
The whole thing in my head when that was happening, I was like, oh well, you did it to Didrik. I mean,
what goes around comes around.
Well, yeah, and also the fact that he's also immune to fire. That really surprised me.
I mean, it was a surprise, but it wasn't really shocking because that was the same thing as being immune to the manticore venom.
Right.
Yeah.
But it just kind of came out of nowhere for me. I was
I'm
like,
sure enough fire would burn him because enough venom would kill him.
yeah.
I was just worried when Sylva was like, let's kill him, that the beetle thing was uncovered. And I was just like, oh my God.
Sylva passed, oh my God, I am terrible with the name. What's her name? One of the twins.
Isadora?
Isadora for me. Like she passed her right there. I was like, whoa, Dark Sylva's awesome.
Speaking of Sylva.
Fuck these guys, let's murder them.
Speaking of Sylva and Fletcher.
It was a nice, subtle, which was nice, romance.
Yeah, most YAs I get aggravated because it's like,
BAM!
yeah, like power couple and they're together. And this one was just like that slow burn. And I'm like, yeah, they care about each other, but we're not going to get any kisses. This is great.
Right. Well, it's a slow burn.
We got one.
Didn't she kiss him under the waterfall?
No,
I'm
she was
kidding.
going to kiss him under the waterfall, and I was like, oh, this is happening. Oh my God. And then Othello was like, not today.
Third wheel here. How you doing? The turtle's leaving.
So we should climb back on Sheldon.
Yeah. So I mean, it was good because it was also it had this whole forbidden romance thing where Sylva knew that she couldn't really have a relationship with a human, so she was kind of like, I'm just gonna like distance myself and do that. I thought that was very mature.
Yeah, she definitely had only the best intentions of the elfin people. Like, they needed her, and she's like, I can't just sacrifice all of them for me.
But Fletcher didn't act like a little baby about it.
Right.
Like,
it was
Like, you've read.
I'm sure there's some tears in their pillow somewhere.
Okay. Like, Lila, you've read some YA where it's like, oh, she said no to me. Now I'm devastated. Or like, oh, he denied me. Now my heart's broken. I'll never love again. And he was just like, well, this sucks. But I got Raleigh Town.
Well, shit.
right. Yeah, I mean,
So
he
I got
definitely
these people I gotta take care of, but shit.
he takes it in stride, which cannot be said of some of the other characters that I've read in other books, where they kind of fly off the handle or go and pound off in their corner and then make up later. So I felt like it was like the romance was like almost very mature, especially for their age. Like I wouldn't have expected that from like teenagers.
And like you said before, you gotta keep reminding yourself that they're 16.
Right.
They were written very well, like very mature in everything that they did.
Indubitably.
Quite.
Hmm.
I liked the progression of the pelt people though, and how
Pelt people.
the pelt people, how everyone from shut up. Everyone initially from Pelt, when they were going to travel to Raleigh Town and everything, after his imprisonment and after, he was basically gifted this noble land or given the land of his father. I liked seeing the progression from them where, hi baby, where they start out just kind of, they don't have the will to live anymore. They're just like, okay, well, we lost our town. We don't necessarily have anything. What are we going to do? We don't really know where to go or what's going to happen.
Right.
But as they get into, how is it pronounced? Coricillum or Coricillium?
I don't know. Coricillium?
I would say in my head, I read it like that.
Yeah.
But when they made it to Coricillium and they got to
I feel terrible for butchering some of these names.
I know. And they got to the tavern, like Athel's tavern, and he
Yeah, check on the dog.
okay. And he, kind of makes that deal with Fletcher where he's like, look, your people are going here.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we can work something out. If my people can go with you, we'll give you the startup to get that place up and running. We'll be able to make a place for them to live. And I really liked seeing everyone working together. Yes, there was some trepidation, and yes, there was, a couple.
Talk about Fletcher's ass whooping party.
She's out here, honey.
Line them all up like cattle.
Yeah, but I liked seeing, yes, there were people that didn't agree with living with the dwarves, but a majority of them were like, kind of like Fletcher, they didn't care, they were pretty open-minded to it.
Guy in the universe.
Yeah, they had kind of been through enough to where it was like, that's all you want? Like, is that it? Like, I think there was one guy who was like, no, I can't handle this. I'm going to stay in the city and make my own way. But like most of the people just wanted somewhere to call home and didn't really care necessarily if there were other races around. They just wanted like their own place where they could feel safe.
And
That was the priority, and it really like didn't it kind of brought everyone to the same level as to where like, are you going to live with us? Are you going to like pull your own weight? Great. I don't care that you're a dwarf. Just like come with us. Like,
well, I liked seeing it as like that entire town. It felt the upbringing was better than everywhere else. Maybe because they were so far away from the old king that they weren't necessarily. They were still under his rule, but they weren't directly influenced by his hatred. And maybe because of that, a majority of that group or that town were more accepting. They didn't care. I mean, like you said, there was the exception. There was like 2 or 3 people that got up and left, and it described a couple of them, you know, they looked like they were full of shame for doing so. But in doing that, I feel like in the long run, it delayed any issues that were to be had. And I guess I was happy to see, you know, yeah, these people may not have wanted to live with the dwarves, but at least they did it honorably and left now rather than causing all of these troubles for everyone when they're trying to get started. So I really liked kind of seeing their progression from like, oh, we're down and out, we don't have anywhere to live, we don't have anything to do, to, well, crap, the dwarves are giving us all this stuff, like, and all they want to do is live with us? Okay. Maybe we can actually make this.
Right. And it's like, it's never been like the politics of the racism has never really reached that far to affect them. I think in Pelt, they had a lot of contact with the dwarves and sometimes the elves, I think, being so close to the elven border. But I think the politics of where they lived and the way that their society was built meant that they did a lot of trade with other races. And so I think in the beginning, they were kind of primed to not be so closed off to working with or living with other races. And I think that that really helped a lot in building the town when they actually got there, because everyone was working together.
That, and it helped establish Fletcher's leadership, you know, because he didn't have people that were just, oh, I hate him because he's human, or, oh, I hate him because he sides with the dwarves and the elves, as well as our own people. It kind of put everyone on a pretty level playing field where they were more responsive to, oh, hey, yes, I'll go work with these dwarves, or, oh, hey, yes, I'll fight beside them. You know,
I fight for
even
my friends.
Kevin said, I fight for my friends. But, you know, it made it a lot easier for them to just kind of accept everything. Just, oh, okay, well, I'm fighting next to this guy. He's a dwarf. Let's do this.
Right. And I think the whole idea of the shifting priorities and also the shift in becoming more open as a community is kind of what the books are all about. It's about opening up to different people, different backgrounds, and reaching out to people rather than shutting them down and trying to oppress. So, and I thought, like you said, it definitely put Fletcher in a good position as far as leading, because he didn't have to worry about infighting. But he still had to do a lot of work when they got to Raleigh Town. He had to work on the logging and work on soldiering and everything, and he was training and fighting and
Reprimanding
and learning how to do that and how to hold authority. I thought that was a really, really important part of the book, because he'd never had to do that before. He went from being a kid to being in school and then in prison and then working on a team, which is different than being like the leader of a movement or a community. So he really had to grow into that role, and I thought there was a part in the book where I could really see that.
See, and I liked, like I said earlier, I liked seeing him make that jump into, I was a boy, I was a teenager, now I'm a man and a leader, and I liked seeing him do that. I found it interesting.
It was neat. I mean, yeah.
I like character development. That's my thing. It just
Action.
makes me happy.
Lots and lots of action, which this book had plenty of.
Yes, the end of it was nuts.
The end of it kind of kicks off with an important moment with our favorite person, Didrik.
Oh! I better hold it to tradition. I've said it for the other 2 videos. I hate this man. He's a dick. Oh, I hate him so much.
Why do you hate him so much?
Aaron?
Because he's an ass. Okay?
What did he do,
He sabotaged. First, he was like, nah, I'm going to go kill this beautiful little fox thing because he's.
Beautiful little fox thing.
Shut up. Because he could. Because he's just
No,
stupid poo-poo head. That's the only thing I could think of. Shut up. And then.
You're a duty head.
Yes. And then he sabotages their town. Like, legit. It's just like, oh, I'm going to go saw through all the freaking axles on your wagons because I'm an ass. Because I have nothing better to do than watch you people die. You suck, Didrik.
He didn't know they were.
No, I don't care. I don't care.
He had
He had a
just
sinking
as
suspicion.
afraid
Nope.
of the orcs as everybody else was.
Don't care.
Well, it just goes to show how short-sighted he is, because he doesn't realize that at any moment they could very well face an attack from the orcs, and all of that work is going to jeopardize the lives of many more people than he intended. So it just goes to show how immature that character really is, and that he's been given so much power, pretty much just as much power as Fletcher has, really. And he's using it in a completely different way.
If not more power, because he has the foresight and everybody else on his side.
Right, exactly. So he just kind of cocks it all up and kind of sets them up for failure with this huge, massive battle. Like, it just went on and on. Like, I thought it was
started
over,
out as a
and then they were
trickle,
like,
and then-
the orcs are coming again. Like, it was just a really epic, long battle.
Yeah, they did it wave 2. What?
Prepare your weapons.
Then the elephant thing shows up. Boss battle. Shit.
Yeah, exactly. It was kind of set up in that way where like one of those old video games where you have to like fight waves of
Wrong.
enemies. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
But they got a little bit of help from our Greenland
Is that a-
Blue.
Was that a
From
pun?
Blue.
I know it was. It was. I was kind of proud of that.
Yeah, no, I love Blue. Blue is one of my favorite characters, and I was so happy to see. Put it away. He's using the fidget spinner again.
I know he is. Blue. I love Blue's character. The way his speech is written reminds me of Jar Jar Binks. Like, Fletcher, we is meeting again, and I'm just like, Misa is Jar Jar Binks.
You actually like? Well, hold up. You like?
No, I
Jar Jar
don't
Binks?
like Jar Jar Binks, and that's my issue when I read
Okay.
Blue's words.
Oh.
That's how I read them, is in Jar Jar's voice, and I'm so ashamed because I do love Blue,
Right.
but that's
I
how I
actually
read
did
it.
not make that connection at all.
No,
So-
neither did I. Lisa hates him.
If you read it, like when they meet again after like 1 year
Half year.
or half year, sorry, half year comes up, and then Blue comes riding up on his little fox thing or whatever.
No, they were guinea pigs, weren't they?
Guinea pig, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, his guinea pig thing.
Because guinea pigs, I didn't know this, can actually jump really high, and this book made me look that up.
But no, he comes right up. He's like, Fletcher, Wisa is meeting again. And I'm just like, it's Jar Jar.
Now I keep picturing Blue as Jar Jar. You ruined it.
I know.
Spoiled
I'm so sorry.
I'm trying so hard not to right now. I have a very good picture of Blue in my head. So
Yeah, I have a picture of like Blue's body, how I pictured it, and then Jar Jar Binks' head.
I'm sorry.
I kind of picture them as like little Dobby creatures.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Kind of like
where I
that.
went with it too. Was a Dobby.
Yeah. So,
But no, he showed up with reinforcements and was like, yeah.
well, they were also being chased through the forest by the orcs. So
Yeah, they were trying to GTFO just as well. Like,
Yeah, but they could have just kept running.
right.
They could have just kept going, and they didn't.
yeah,
They
but the
stopped
enemy of
and
my enemy is my friend.
yeah, but they weren't enemies.
Okay, besides the least racist person in the world is Fletcher. Everybody else hated them.
Okay, well,
Okay,
I
what
didn't
if,
think they
what
were
if it had been
enemies.
the Forsyth theories or somebody else there and not the Foxes? Oh, they're sending in midget troops. Cha, 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 and they start stabbing everything.
But speaking of deaths,
oh,
let's talk a little bit about the deaths in this.
should we talk about them in
Chronological order.
yeah, in order?
It's up to you guys, but I have to say, right
Only
off,
3 of these hurt.
right
Oh,
off
stop.
for you. But
Yeah,
right
only
off
3 of them hurt.
Calder and Rodder had the most badass death of all.
Right.
Right?
They were like, "Come at me!" Like they were just like,
I imagine like they just walked out just a fist bumping it like, yeah, let's go.
I'm gonna make another Star Wars reference. I pictured like Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan Kenobi fighting.
Well, if it was Obi-Wan, I mean, they would have won and not died. But Holly, stop turning things on.
She turned our PlayStation on.
Okay, you want the bottle?
No, okay, like Sheldon hurt. So it's like, oh my god, the poor turtle. He helped them so much.
yeah.
And then there was Rory, and I was just kind of like,
See,
okay.
I felt bad about Rory dying because of Genevieve.
Right. I felt bad for her, but I mean,
I'm still holding a grudge from the first book. Yep. He shouldn't have gotten mad at Fletcher for practicing his magic and his swordsmanship. I'm sorry, but you shouldn't have been petty. If you'd have listened on the first day of class when they said you could have practiced, you would have remembered or realized, oh, hey, I should practice with Fletcher. Nope. Instead, you were a little turd, and you went and you sided with Isadora and what's-his-face.
I mean, I would have sided with Isadora. Just saying.
I'm holding a grudge. Rory didn't really affect me.
Isadora,
All
number
right,
one.
but I mean, he did come through in the end.
Right, he's the reason that the letter got
Like,
there.
His might was the reason
Malachite.
that they got the message to Coruscant and got reinforcements.
What is she?
Still don't.
Wow.
And you know me, I cry over everything.
He goes out a hero and Aaron's just like, meh.
I cry over everything, and that was one death that I was like, okay, well,
All right.
I guess it happened. Whatever. Sorry, Genevieve. I mean,
Yeah, and
Oh, the fish. Sorry.
yeah, like, sorry, thanks. I'm glad you guys were together, and I'm glad you established yourself as a couple, but
yeah. I mean,
not really on my list of tears.
well, like, I didn't really. Let me think. The one that I came close to, like, for Rory's death, I felt mostly bad for Genevieve, but I didn't come close to tears or anything. With Calder and Rodder, I was just like, yeah, you like go and like get as many as you can. I didn't I knew that they were gonna die before, and it wasn't like a surprise or anything. But with Attila, I felt really bad because when I thought it was Othello,
Oh my god.
and then the moment I learned it was Attila, I was like, oh, all right. I was just fine with it.
When I read it, and like I said earlier, there was a soft no, and then the
Oh,
tears-
bullshit. There was a soft
and
no.
then the tears were, and then it was a louder no, and it was rage filled. I was prepared to come
Hold
I
on.
was gonna rage quit.
We remember this incident very differently. She stopped reading as soon as she thought it was Othello. I'm done. I'm done with this book. They killed Othello. I'm like, keep reading. No, I want to. Like, Aaron, give me 2 more pages. Just keep reading, please.
I was prepared to come into this review and yell at Mr. Matheru. I was prepared to come in and be like, how dare you take Othello away from me? He was the best character. I was so, like, I was distraught. I was like, oh my God, my guy died, and I don't know what to do with my life right now because poor Solomon's gonna be all, I don't have
He's gonna forget about him once he goes into the ether
I don't care.
anyway.
I don't care. I was so upset. And then, like you said, you find out it's Attila, and in my head I was like, oh, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, but
As long as it's not Othello, not that I don't care, because I still liked Attila, but somehow it made it okay.
I shipped Attila and Cress though.
So did I.
Oh, because you hated her so much?
Right. It was just kind of like
It's a Draco Hermione thing. They hate each other, but secretly you know they're in love.
Right.
But no, Attila, he hurt.
Yeah.
But I mean,
not as much as if it was Othello.
One death that we didn't talk about. The old king.
Oh.
yay!
Totally got what he deserved.
Yeah.
So happy.
And just Prince Harold is just like, oh yeah, the old man kicked the bucket.
Look who's really king now, guys.
Fuck you. You're out. Get out of here. You're not a noble anymore.
Serving everyone with those fines.
Right.
Didrik, the Forsyths.
Right.
Rook and Zacharias stay in jail. I was like, thank you. You guys all suck.
It was definitely like a very satisfying end, and like he kind of wrapped it up and like gave you everything that you wanted. You know, like everything, like, and especially in that like afterward where it's, I don't know, like a month or 2 later, and
The epilogue?
yeah, and people are getting married, Aaron.
I know. I know.
Okay, I got a question though.
There was squealing, Lila. Like there was legitimate. I made it to that page and I was like,
When you first got there and Fletcher was going through saying, oh, she looks good in white, or white looks good on her, marriage looks good on her. Am I the only one that pictured like he was thinking of Sylva like right away? Like that's what I thought he was talking about. Is I was like, well, she ended up just saying, fuck it, let's do it.
no, I didn't think that.
No? Then,
Yeah, if that was intended, it went right over my head.
I don't know if it was intended, but that's just how I took it. I was like, here we go.
I think I shipped Arcturus and Lovett so hard that I wanted that to happen so bad that's all I pictured.
Wait, you know who I ship Cress with more? Cake.
Yes. If you're here for cake, you missed it. Cress ate it by the handful, and I'm just like, that is wonderful. But no, like the epilogue ties a lot of things together, and the other one was Fletcher's mom.
Yeah, I feel like there was I mean, it's kind of like, how long do you want this book to be? If we were to have a lot of time with Fletcher's mom, the book would probably be a lot longer because Fletcher would be discovering about his upbringing and his father and everything, but I really would have liked to have learned more from her.
You guys would know more about his father if you read the novella that came first.
We
But
will.
you didn't.
We will.
So
This was more important right now. Like this was more important. I needed to know that Othello was okay.
Why can't you guys? Okay, I'm sorry. Why can't you guys just be happy? Oh, Fletcher got his mom back.
yeah, I am super happy about that.
You guys are just we could have more time with her. It's like,
No,
just be happy. The dude's
I'm
one.
not gonna lie. I kind of didn't necessarily want her to be okay. Like okay, that sounds bad. I wanted it to be able to be like, if we got another novella, it would have been her, getting better and her time with Fletcher. I was completely okay with just getting, you know, oh, okay, she's back and she's in the hospital to get better, but I didn't need her to be better right then. I didn't feel like it was necessary.
I felt like it was a necessary win for Fletcher. The dude gave up so much and did so many things for the good of their universe, like their world. And he just got his mom back. Like, that's fine. I'm happy for it.
What? Like I said, I'm happy too that he got her, but I mean,
Are you?
Yes, I'm
Are
happy.
you really?
Yes, I'm happy.
You don't sound very happy.
I am happy. I'm a twisted person. I like seeing, you know,
Chaos.
Yeah, I like chaos. I don't always like to see things wrapped up in a pretty little bow. So I was okay with it if, you know.
Aaron, neither one of the first 2 books ended in a pretty little bow. You got Fletcher's going to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. And then you got, oh, shit, we're in the demon world now.
Shush.
2 out of 3 were like chaotic endings, and then you get one good ending. You're like, nope, I don't like it.
Shush.
We've been spoiled.
I see that.
But no, overall, I gave this book 5 stars. Like it was so good to me. 5-star rating. I'd give it 6 if I could.
I give it 5 proud Ignatiuses out of 5. And I picture
like there's really nothing that I can find wrong with this book. Like looking back at it, there's not much that I can find that I like.
But just look at it. Like,
change. So I think I would give it like a really solid 4.5 out of 5.
Okay, Lila judges hard, remember? I've been trying to be a lot more fair with mine, so a lot of mine have been lower ratings, but no, this definitely was like 5-star. Overall, I would definitely give like the 3 of them like 4.75 stars as a whole, like just right. All the stories combined. And I mean, he's right. Look at the covers.
What, the first one was
so pretty.
Green? No, was the first one blue or
first
green?
One's green.
What's this? I don't know where, I don't see.
Yeah, the Novice is green.
Yeah,
Inquisition is blue.
Wait.
Or no.
Hang on. We're back.
Novice is blue. Inquisition is green, and this one is red.
Yeah.
Now he's gonna double check because.
Yeah, the Inquisition is green, and the other one's blue.
Yeah, we got.
I'm not
this.
getting up and going all the way across the room to get the blue one though.
Because I have to own all of them in hardcover because they're pretty.
Yeah, I'm a fan of the future, and all mine are digital.
Either way, we own all of the books because
Twice.
they're wonderful. Twice. Lila, what did you give it? You said 4.5 to 5, right?
Now, what would you give the whole series though, like Aaron
did? The whole series, I think it would be like a 4.75 for me.
Yes.
4.99 repeating.
Why don't you just say 5?
Because that just sound like you.
Oh.
No, I give it a 5.
Oh, well then.
Stop.
No, overall, fantastic. I cannot wait for the Outcast. We are definitely going to try and read all of the novellas and hopefully review all of those as well.
Trying to read the novellas. I'm sorry. Didn't realize I was stuck with a bunch of casuals.
I'm sorry we're not as good as you.
I just like to read short books.
No, I definitely want to read all of the other ones, and I feel like it would be a good, nice, a nice get together. We should kind of go over and review all of the novellas as one. I feel like that would be fun to do, especially since we get Arcturus and Lovett. We did do our drawing for the next book that we're reading. Lila, would you like to tell us what we're reading next?
Sure. The next book that we're going to be reading is called A Warm Place to Call Home by Michael Seamson. It is a little different than the books that we've been doing so far, in that it's not necessarily fantasy, but it has some supernatural elements. It's the main character is a demon, and it's just going through his journey, if you would like to call it, and just an interesting story about him. So I liked it when I read it the first time. I've read it again since then, and then I'm going to read it again for this review. So.
And then we are also going to start a new segment. I cannot remember what we called it.
Ridiculous Romance Roundup.
Yeah, the Ridiculous Romance Roundup, where we pick.
I'm out.
This is going to be fun. Where we pick 2 ridiculous covered and titled romance novels that we can find through Amazon, wherever. And we are going to discuss, based on the synopsis and the cover, exactly why.
Okay.
And the online reviews.
And
on the reviews, yes.
Aren't 90% of covers for romance novels just some dude standing there in a cowboy hat with jeans on and no shirt on?
Yes.
There was a KFC one.
See, if you do the KFC one, I might join that one a little bit. I mean,
we're definitely doing the KFC one.
That one was pretty wonderful. But yes, we will be starting a new segment, like she said, the Ridiculous Romance Roundup, where we discuss exactly why these romance books are ridiculous.
Why? Why make them?
Because I don't even know. We would like to thank you all for watching, or if you watched.
we have a viewer.
Yay! We have a viewer. Thank you, viewer. What?
And it goes to 0.
Oh, I'm sorry. I get excited. We'd like to thank you guys for watching, dealing with me crying over how rude Didrik is and how much I hate him. We'd like to say it's okay to be book curious, and that we will see you within the next 2 weeks to do our review of A Warm Place to Call Home. Bye!
Bye.